In a quiet village, nestled between rolling green hills and winding dirt roads, lived a 12-year-old boy named Leno. Though young, his heart held dreams that towered over the mountains surrounding his home. Leno's family was humble. His father toiled in the rice fields from dawn till dusk, while his mother sold vegetables at the market. They didn't have much money, but they gave Leno something far more precious: hope. Every morning, long before the sun had fully risen, Leno would wake to the sound of roosters and the gentle whisper of wind through the bamboo walls of his home. He'd quietly slip into his faded school uniform and sling a worn-out backpack over his shoulders. The straps were frayed, the zippers broken, but to Leno, it was a symbol of his journey, a vessel for his future. His school was nearly 10 kilometers away. There were no buses, no motorcycles, and no one to offer him a ride. If he wanted to learn, he had to walk. Every single day, rain or shine, hot or cold. As Leno stepped outside, the first light of dawn would paint the sky in soft shades of orange and pink. He'd stand still for a moment, breathing in the cool morning air, and whisper to himself, "One day, I will succeed. One day, I will make my parents proud." With that promise, his journey began. The path was never easy. He'd cross muddy fields that became treacherous after a downpour. He'd climb a steep hill where the wind felt strong enough to push him backward. He walked under a scorching sun that drenched his shirt in sweat. Sometimes, his stomach would growl with hunger, a painful reminder that breakfast was a luxury they couldn't always afford. But Leno never, ever stopped. Whenever his legs grew tired and his spirit wavered, his mind would remind him why he was walking. He dreamed of becoming a teacher. He pictured himself returning to his village, helping other children who struggled just like him. He wanted to prove to them, and to himself, that success wasn't reserved for the rich or the lucky. Success, he believed, belonged to those who worked for it, step by step, day by day, without ever giving up. One afternoon, on his long walk home, his friend Rano rode by on his shiny bicycle. "Leno," Rano called out, looking puzzled, "why do you try so hard?" "It's just school." Leno simply smiled, a gentle, knowing smile. "Maybe for you, it's just school," he replied softly. "But for me, it's the only way to change my life." Rano just shrugged and pedaled away, not understanding. And that was okay. Leno didn't need others to understand his dream. He just needed to keep walking toward it. Years went by, and with each passing day, Leno's journey continued. His legs grew stronger, his mind grew sharper, and his determination deepened into an unbreakable resolve. Every night, he studied under the dim, flickering light of a single kerosene lamp. There were nights he'd fall asleep with his head resting on his open books, only to wake up a few hours later and continue where he left off. His parents watched him in quiet admiration. They didn't have the words to express how proud they were. They couldn't help him with his complex homework or buy him new textbooks, but they wrapped him in their unconditional love and support, and for Leno, that was more than enough. Their silent faith in him was the fuel that kept his fire burning. Then, one day during his final year of school, everything changed. His teacher called him to the front of the class. "Leno," she said, her voice filled with pride and joy. "You have been chosen to receive a full scholarship to study at the university in the city." The entire class erupted in applause, but Leno just stood there, frozen. A warmth spread through his chest, his heart pounding like a drum. In that one incredible moment, he saw it all flash before his eyes. The endless walks, the mud caked on his shoes, the gnawing hunger, the quiet tears of exhaustion he shed when no one was looking. Every single difficult step had led him right here. That evening, he didn't walk home, he ran. He burst through the door and hugged his parents, the three of them crying together. But these weren't tears of sadness. They were tears of pure, overwhelming gratitude. Years later, a man returned to the village. He wore a clean white shirt, carried a stack of books, and had a heart full of stories to tell. It was Leno. He had become exactly what he dreamed of, a teacher. The village children would gather around him, their eyes wide with wonder, as he shared his lessons. "Success is not about where you start," he would tell them, his voice warm and encouraging. "It is about how far you are willing to walk to get where you want to go. I walked every single day to get here. And now, I am here to walk with all of you." The village remembered him not just as a successful teacher, but as the boy who never, ever stopped walking. And every time the morning sun rose, its light seemed to shine just a little brighter on that old dirt road. A timeless reminder that dreams don't come to those who wait, but to those who keep moving forward.